Folks, we're here, alright? Through all the woes of moving, long day of work, long week of work, we're still here. We're going to make content for you, okay? So let's get right into it. We're going to make a simple one, obviously, for here. Just going to be talking about some of the news this week. Actually, a decently busy week in terms of news. The market as a whole, pretty down this week, can't lie to you. We've seen quite the negativity in the last week. As far as the overall market's concerned, but let's look at some of the specific news, some of the top news articles that I believe are worth looking at. So let's get right into it. We see first here, Ford is planning on stopping its manufacturing in India, which makes plenty of sense. They're restructuring their operations. This makes plenty of sense. This was a pretty sore spot for them. India production was not a good aspect of their business, really, all things considered. So, operating losses of more than $2 billion over the past 10 years here. Again, not a very profitable option, and it just didn't make sense for them, all things considered. So it's they're doing some trimming of the business and trying to make it make sense a little bit more. So they'll get rid of that. So I get that. We have UPS here. They're planning on hiring over 100,000 is what I said. 100,000 seasonal employees. Obviously massive for a lot of reasons. So this shows that, and you see with last week, Walmart announcing 20,000 supply chain associates hired. Look, they're expecting a big winter season. Really, I mean, all things considered, which I get that for sure. If you look at some of the massive increases in retail sales, especially from an e-commerce standpoint last year, it just goes to show you that a lot of these people are going to continue using that avenue as opposed to going to physical stores still. We've seen it significantly as we're still seeing growth in e-commerce plays for even your basic retailers that are brick and mortar. You're still seeing growth, even though last year we saw triple-digit growth. We're still seeing growth this year. So it just shows that long-term, they're going to need to hire more people to fill these essential roles that really come along with the e-commerce territory. So good for UPS, obviously hiring a bunch of people. So expecting an annual increase in package volume. Not a shocker if that's the case, because it certainly should be by all metrics that have shown so far. And another effort for people to get work. I mean, good grief, it's hard to get employees right now. Anyone that works in anywhere right now can tell you you're short. You've been short-staffed for a solid year and a half now. Quite a while. Get out of here, Kim Khan. So you've been short for quite a while in workers, and I'm sure a lot of people get frustrated with that. So as an attempt for that, you see Amazon is going to be offering free college tuition to see if that'll help people. And a lot of companies are turning towards this, actually. You've seen Walmart take the steps. They've done it prior, actually, and now they've really worked on that. And a lot of other companies are following in the footsteps. So when you think even from a governmental standpoint, when a lot of people are talking about the prospects of free community college, at some point I feel like that the private industry is frankly going to take care of that for you, right? This is what I like about a free market. It gives them the opportunity to do this. These companies, if they choose that they want to offer this program and spend the money for it and invest in their associates, then they have the right to do that. But if you're forcing, from taxation, that we pay for everyone's college, it's a little bit different. I prefer this avenue better to let the free market kind of sort its way out. I really do. And it's essential for a lot of these companies. They want to invest in their associates and make them better. So in that avenue, I completely get it, and I'm all for it. So, I mean, paid up front as opposed to reimbursement, it's really nice. Eligible after 90 days with the company. It's great. Curious what it looks like, because again, it's quite a bit of money, $1.25 billion. And companies like Walmart, they offer to a select number of colleges right now that they've partnered with, as well as only a select number of degrees that are more relevant to them, stuff like supply chain management, as well as just overall business management. So keep that into consideration as well. Probably something similar like what Amazon does. So makes sense for really businesses to pay for education specifically for that business. That's called investing in the associate. That's what it's all about. We saw a massive weekend for Shang-Chi. That's how they say it in the ad, so that's how I'm going to say it. Is it cultural appropriation? I apologize if it is. Please don't get me banned. That's how they say it in the ad. I'm just trying to say it properly, okay? This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So, traditionally slow weekend. Shang-Chi brought in $75.5 million over 3 days and $90 million domestically in the 4-day holiday period. Are you kidding me? This is a time period in which we've seen typically, the estimate was 45, as you can see down there, 45 to 50 million. And weekends for big movies lately, we've been seeing 30 million to really close to 40 for the big ticket movies. This is a fantastic open. My gosh. Second only to Black Widow, which was 80 million, obviously. And it passed Fast and Furious' 9's 70 million. Crazy stuff. That's a ridiculous thing, and again on holiday weekend, which is typically slow for them. Labor Day records. That's wild. It's good. It's a great sign, and obviously Disney, we know they only make bangers. If you've seen them, anything in the Marvel franchise, it's all connected now, so you have to watch them all. We talked about this in a video last week. They had 56.2 million internationally as well for a gross of 146. Quite a lot. That's crazy stuff. Great stuff for the box office as a whole, and just really good to see. Really good to see the screening there. So proud of them for that. So we've got Apple, which is going to be more relevant for next week. The iPhone 13 launch event happening September 14th. So keep your eyes out. Obviously, this is the 10th today, so we'll see what it looks like. A big swing of things for your traditional tobacco companies that have gotten into e-cigarettes as of late, as the FDA will be talking about e-cigarettes and what is allowed and not. So Altria, Reynolds, Philip Morris, Imperial Brands, Swedish Match, these are all super important because of the fact that we've had a lot of issues in terms of e-cigarette side effects, as well as just overall negative aspects that come along with e-cigarettes. Now again, cigarettes as a whole, they've been declining rapidly, which is great because they're just death sticks, okay? E-cigarettes, though, look, there's been a lot of very bad cases of a lot of different things. And one thing that really has been an issue, too, in my perspective, is that we're finally learning some of the longer-term negatives that we're seeing. Is there much improvement in terms of, obviously, negative aspects, carcinogens? We're talking about benefits with an e-cigarette. But again, there's other aspects that are negative about it. At the end of the day, I think there's an avenue for it. I understand the premise behind it. For a standpoint of quitting tobacco, if you're on tobacco, if you're, addicted to smoking cigarettes, I get that. It's a method to lower the amount of nicotine intake, right? Ideally, and overall tobacco usage. I get it in that aspect. But the issue is it's catching a lot of people who seem to enjoy it as a trend as opposed to using it as a more of a treatment, right? And with that, obviously, is negative in that aspect because you're getting people addicted to the same exact thing. It's just the cigarettes of the modern era, really. So basically, if there's a way for people to find something bad for their health, they're gonna find it. That's what I know about people. They're pretty darn good at it. So, well, that's rude. Let's get this thing to reload. Oh yeah, Facebook here building custom chips for machine learning, supposedly. So, which is wild in an era of obviously terrible chip production. We're seeing massively low numbers, which is a weird thing that I just said. Facebook here saying that they've got they're potentially going to be building chips, which is crazy. we'll see what that process looks like for them and what that could be. But if they're able to do that, that'd be awesome. I mean, you talk about how much money Apple's saving now that they've started to use their own chips, and actually the incredible quality of their chips. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. More Facebook news too. We've seen that they are going to be partnering with Ray-Ban to create smart Wayfarer glasses. Now, if you don't know Ray-Ban Wayfarers, these are $300 sunglasses, by the way. Obviously, you know from the Ray-Ban title. My concern is, what in the world are they going to charge for a smart Ray-Ban product? I mean, are these going to be $500 glasses? They have to be. It's Ray-Ban, and then you're making them smart. You're making them like Google glasses, but now it's Ray-Ban. It'll be crazy to see. This is going to be an incredibly expensive product, an incredibly luxury product. I'd like to see what it looks like, and obviously we knew they were going to get into the accessory game. We knew it for quite a while. I thought they were going to build their own prototype, but it seems that they're partnering with a well-known brand, and I understand that aspect of it. It's smart, but again, I don't know what it looks like. Snap photos, record videos, answer phone calls, play music and podcasts. It's pretty crazy. Again, we'll see what it looks like, right? We'll see what it looks like. I don't know. It just seems weird to me that this is going to cost $9 million a pair of glasses. Who knows? In most recent news, too, some people will see it no bueno. Mr. Joseph Biden has pretty well unveiled nearly an entirely mandated vaccine process here where almost everyone's going to be required to get the vaccine, right? Private employers with over 100 workers require their staff to be vaccinated or test weekly for COVID. Now, this is crazy for a lot of reasons, obviously. I think there's going to be a lot of negative backlash because of it. Well, look, we're at a certain standpoint right now, and I don't think people understand that. The people that haven't gotten the vaccine yet, they're not going to unless they're forced to. And people need to understand that. People want the free choice to be able to get it or not, right? The slippery slope here is the fact that this is a vaccine that needs boosters after 6 months and 8 months for sure, but 6 months the efficacy drops to lower 90s, then drops down to after 8 months in the 40% range. So are we now going to require the boosters as well? It's just where does the line stop is my kind of question. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know necessarily what that's going to look like for him. But I don't know. I don't know. Where do the mandates stop is, I guess, the question. That's what I don't really like about, mandating stuff like this. I think it should be your choice. If you need to get it, you got to get it. I mean, that's up to you. It's up to you. You can take the risk if you'd like to, or if you don't, then you can get the vaccine. I don't know. I guess that's an irrational thought nowadays for a lot of people. That's my opinion. We have overall Swedish Central Bank. Look at that. Swedish Central Bank governor saying that there's a potential for a Bitcoin crash. For the Riksbank governor, Stefan Ingves, that's how you pronounce that. I promise you, I know how to speak Swedish. Ingves. Private money usually collapses sooner or later, which is Bitcoin. And sure, you can get rich by trading in Bitcoin, but it's comparable to trading in stamps. And this is something I actually frankly agree with, because again, the value entirely comes from where you and I put it at, right? How much are we willing to pay for it? And I guess you can say that about every currency, but this isn't government-backed currency, right? This isn't backed by gold. This is entirely just we are putting value on an asset, right? We determine the value of it. And obviously you talk about the stamp comparison, but I think it's also fair to bring up Tulip Mania. I think a lot of people have brought this up too, because we're at a point in which a lot of these assets that are more speculative have really come to a ridiculously high point lately. We're talking about things from collectible trading to Bitcoin to nearly everything. We're talking about ridiculous valuations on a lot of these things. And it reminds me of Tulip Mania. If you don't know Tulip Mania, it's worth looking into. I would definitely do research on it if I were you, because it's a great sign of what happens when really we get incredible speculation about something, and therefore the price of it goes crazy. Again, tulips used to be a foreign currency, right? And there was a time point here in 1636, as you can see, where there was a massive jump, exponential jump, within a matter of months of the price of tulips, which is weird. But again, people have traded different products throughout history as forms of currency. So it's fair to say, in this case, tulips were private currency. Stamps, private currency at a time. Bitcoin, private currency. So again, I get where he's coming from. And there's definitely no doubt that there will be regulation, governmental regulation. El Salvador has actually just legalized it. But we'll see what it looks like. There is regulation on the horizon, so just keep that in your mind. And in big news as of late, we're seeing kind of a bidding war between Amazon and Disney as far as NFL Sunday Ticket's bid, which again, NFL Sunday Ticket is a service that allows you to watch every single NFL game in a year, right? It'll give you access to any single game you want, and DirecTV is losing the rights to it after this year, at least their sole contract. So who wins the contract? Supposedly, CNBC says that Amazon is the front runner. And I can see that a lot, but then I've also heard that ESPN Plus, or with Disney, will be putting a standpoint in there too. Now, there's multiple reasons why I see this as possible for Disney. So Disney is going to want more live sports for ESPN Plus, right? ESPN Plus, the main benefit right now, obviously you get talk shows from it, but really it's just MMA, UFC. UFC is about all you're getting from Disney Plus right now. So they're going to want to expand into more live sports, because live sports is an area that really struggles in terms of streaming right now. So Disney's going to want to expand on that. So I see why they'd make a big investment for it. But Amazon as well, you see their expansion with purchasing the rights to Thursday night football games. More and more each year, as it seems. And if they did this, they'd make a great play on sports, which they definitely want to get into live sports. Obviously, they've shown that they do. So we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. But that's what I got for you. Hope you have a good one. And have a good day.